the champion, nothing can be stopped. I can't stop, I can't. This is my world, it cannot be rocked. You can't rock my world, son.
Hey, welcome to the first ever combination podcast of the Triumphant Life and the $1 Million Body. We're going to call it the Triumphant Body or the $1 Million Life. I don't know. You pick, Nick.
Nick and Nate going podcast doubling up right now.
Nick and Nate at night.
Hey, desperate times call for double podcast measures, my friend.
That's right. I'm excited, man. This is going to be fun. We are actually also streaming this podcast live in the $1 Million Body group on Facebook. I'm so pumped about that. Hopefully some people watch and get some massive value because, Nick, I know I don't want to sugarcoat it, bro. You're an insane person and you are just so high energy and it's so much fun to talk to. So I've been really looking forward to this. So,
Nate, I've done a lot of podcasts, man, for myself. I've been on a lot of interviews. I don't think there's ever been one that I was the lowest energy person on the podcast, dude, because did you have a Bang energy drink? Did you take a freaking pre-workout? Because you're on fire, dude. But no, seriously though, honored to be here because I think that, all jokes aside, this is a very serious topic and a very serious time that we all need it. As entrepreneurs, Nate owns a business. I own two businesses. I coach entrepreneurs. I have a lot of business owners here on today's podcast, on today's live. I coach a lot of real estate agents. It's an interesting time for a lot of us. And Nate, this week my phone, I swear to God, my phone dies about twice per day with the battery just going. What do I do? How do I handle this? How do I grow my business? And you and I, actually, what started this podcast was last week. You and I are part of an inner circle, and you and I really put an emphasis on our bodies and our minds and our spirit in a time like this. And that's kind of what started this. So I was actually really honored that we got this idea to do this because I think we can add so much value in today's podcast episode. So if you're listening right now, let me just warn you right away. There's going to be fire. There's going to be tips. I get loud, Nate gets loud. So we call it the volume adjustment factor on the Triumphant Life podcast. If you're
already turned it way down,
if you're listening right now, fair warning, just turn the volume down just a little bit. If you're on the treadmill, in the car, whatever. Me and Nate are very passionate about you and your goals and you crushing all of your dreams and creating a business and a life by design. So let's do it, dude. Let's roll, man. I'm so pumped to get this topic out. So Nate, let me ask you this. Obviously, as entrepreneurs right now, everybody in the $1 Million Body, everybody here in the Triumphant Life, we have entrepreneurs, salespeople, you have real estate agents, you have everybody right now seeking, help. We don't know what's going on in the world. We don't know where this is going. We don't know how long we're going to be here, but I do know this. Your body's going to be with you in that process. So do you want to hit where this started and kind of how we got to the body as a foundation, one of the four foundations of the Triumphant Life?
Yeah, honestly, I think that going back to the foundation, COVID, no COVID, whatever's going on in your life right now, you can't have a vibrant, healthy business, relationships, life, energy, all that stuff with a crummy body. If you're feeling sick, if you're overweight, if you don't feel good, how can you ever be at your best in your business, in your relationships with your family, right? So yes, this is something that's very applicable to now, but it's not just now. It's not just you got some time on your hands. Let's start thinking about your body. This should be a foundational piece for anyone who's looking to have $1 million life, $1 million business, and $1 million body.
Well, I think, as entrepreneurs, there's decisions that need to be made in your business, even prior to the COVID stuff right now. I'll just share with you what I'm personally doing is, I think we're on day 12 or 13 for us here in California with our stay-at-home order. And I'll tell you, the minute that this shook out, I made a conscious decision to cut all alcohol out of my system, all bad processed foods out of my system, and work out every single morning because I didn't know where this was going, but I knew that when those decisions need to be made, the tough decisions as an entrepreneur that even everybody listening or watching right now is facing, I wanted to come to them with a strong, clear-headed confidence because there are tough decisions that need to be made. You are the CEO of your business, but you're also the leader of your business and the leader for your family. And I just knew that coming into this with a little bit more energy, a little bit more momentum, and a clear head, I could calmly make a better decision and react to the curveballs the world has thrown at us. It's
and that's not something that a lot of people are talking about either. Is a lot of people are talking about this from it's affecting me. How do I I need to work on myself? How's my business going to thrive? But you're thinking about this from the perspective of a leader. How am I going to help the people that are looking for help right now? How am I going to be the one that is going to be able to help create other opportunities for other people? How am I going to help the people in my business who depend on me? And I think that's really powerful.
But not only that, the leader of your family though, right? I've had a lot of conversations. We as a family are having tough conversations already. Guys, we're 2 weeks in and we're literally having to have tough conversations. And I just felt that I'm going to show up to decisions. I wanted to show up in a little bit better state. There's a lot of things that are out of our control right now. I mean, it really is. I swear to God, every time I get on the news, there's a new thing that's out of our control. But the one thing that is our control is the foundation of us and how we feel, with the news and the media and the doom and gloom. And then you get on social media and there's every conspiracy theory on planet Earth. And now you got the Tiger King. So we got that to worry about. Is the one thing that I could control was how I reacted to that. One of the things that's interesting, I want to add as much value on today's call as we possibly can. I went back to the morning routines that you taught me, dude. I mean, we did this episode freaking a year ago about morning routines. Can you just give me, because I think this is such meat and potatoes, dude. Can you give me a 60-second, 90-second snapshot of what a morning routine is? Because I'm working through it right now and I'm loving it. Can you just rattle off high energy, how to get up out of bed, get your body moving in the morning? So when you do have to face these tough decisions or when you hear the news, can you walk me through your morning routine that you've taught me?
Yeah, so I think let me simplify it down to 3 things. You need 3 things in your morning routine, and you don't have to make this a big deal. You don't have to make it like a hour-long, 90-minute ordeal, right? Pick something physical, pick something mental, pick something spiritual, and do those every single day. So from a physical perspective, get up, make your bed. That's one thing. Get up, take 2 glasses of water. If you're not doing that, by the way, that's going to change your life. Number 3, you could go get a little quick yoga session and get a little light 5-minute quick workout, get the blood moving. From a mental perspective, listen to Nick's podcast, listen to $1 Million Body podcast, read a great book, listen to some inspirational music, do some journaling. From a spiritual perspective, do some meditation. One of my favorite things is picking out 3 things that I'm grateful for to reset my brain, my reticular activating system, and have it focused on opportunities and gratitude rather than problems and challenges. So pick one of those things and then have that be like the first 10 minutes of every morning, just shooting for those things. And then that's 3 wins. That's 3 W's you get in the morning to start your day off. How much better are you going to feel with 3 wins under your belt before 7 a.m., before you start anything else?
Dude, it's so huge, Nate. The gift you've given me with the morning routines has really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And it's funny, it's easy when things are good to get up and, have your water and alkali, and get up and get a workout in and be spiritual and grateful. It's another thing that when things aren't going so well, I was on a run yesterday. I went through my morning routine and I hit a run to get my body moving. And it was the most interesting thing. I was doing my physical part, which is, foundation number 1, your body. 2, I was getting my growth in. So for those listening, I use an app called Motivate. It's my favorite app on planet Earth. And what happens is every morning you get 5 new inspirational videos right to the app. And so when I'm working out, usually they're about 3 to 5 minutes long. So you have a good 20 to 30 minutes of inspiration every day. So while I'm working out, I listen to Motivate. I get my growth in, I get my mindset in. And then I personally meditate to reggae a lot. And so I put on reggae and I get really, really quiet. So I'm going through my run yesterday. This is so funny. I'm on a run in some sunshine and I literally finished my run and I saw this beautiful bed of flowers. And I just sat down and I just sat for like 3, 4, 5 minutes, just taking it in and taking a breath and seeing the good in things. Because what's Dr. Seuss' quote? When you stop and look around, this life is pretty amazing. And it was crazy because I had been getting bombarded with the news. I've been getting bombarded with the text and the Facebook shares. And that 30-minute run and then 5-10 minutes just sitting there in nature, looking at the blue skies, changing my focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. And I had to start looking at things that are beautiful, that are really in our control. Standing in nature and taking a breath, getting my body moving. Dude, I got to tell you, man, I felt like $1 million afterwards, knowing that I was going to walk into, again, the news back on and, things that are going on. But I was coming into it in a different state. I was coming into it with the strongest, best, most capable version of myself. And with that momentum, I think it's huge, dude. That's why I'm so glad we're doing this today.
Because there's a lot of shit happening, right? There's a lot of stuff demanding our attention. And, like now more than ever, people are in kind of a reactionary crisis mode. And you said it at the beginning of this podcast. You said you get what you get, and then you only can control how you react to things. So if you're constantly putting yourself in what's called the sympathetic nervous system state, that fight or flight response, where you're feeding your brain nothing, not gratitude, not growth, but fear, but problems, but challenges. And then what you're actually doing is 2 things from a physiological standpoint. Number 1, you're always telling your body there's a threat, there's some stressors, there's an outside force that's coming to get me. And what's happening now is your body starts thinking, okay, like force, there's something out there trying to get us. Let's be on high alert all the time. What that does from a physiological perspective is spikes your cortisol levels, your stress hormones. And when small doses at the right times, it's a good thing, like everything else. But when we have this constant low grade stressful reaction to everything around us, because we're not focusing on growth, we're not focusing on health, we're not focusing on our bodies, we start to develop extra abdominal fat. The abdominal fat feeds on itself, releases cytokines in your system, which creates more abdominal fat, creates more stress. So not only are we talking about this like, oh, hey, you guys just like peace and love, man, just it's no problem. But from a very, very realistic, like mental and physical standpoint, you need to devote some time to these habits in order to make sure that you're not missing out on a lot of the benefits that come from not being stressed out all the time.
Yeah.
How can you be your best if you think literally the Tiger King is coming to get you all the time?
Hey, he's coming, bro. He's coming.
Certainly hope not.
Interesting is as hard as this is to say, this time that we have in quarantine is the ultimate excuse killer for a lot of people. You know, as I coach entrepreneurs and I coach realtors, and you hear this all the time, I don't have the time, right? We're too busy. We're too busy. We're too busy. Well, what's interesting now is you do have the time to spend that focus, not in your business, but on your business, not in your life, but on your life. You know, the 4 foundations of the Triumphant Life are your body, your growth, your mindset, your spirit, your family, and then your business. Okay. And so what's interesting is I've been really looking at this in an overall whole. In 24 hours a day, it's really 2 hours a day. 1 hour spent on your 30 minutes on your body. Okay. 10, 15 minutes in gratitude. 10, 15 minutes to read a chapter of a book or on a podcast. That's 1 hour on the foundation, on your body, your mind, and your spirit. And then 1 hour a day on your business. That's only 2 hours out of the entire 24 hours to build the Triumphant Life, to build the $1 Million Body, to keep the stuff going. And it's been really cool, you know, being at home. I don't wish we were here, but you have to maximize the time that you have. I think a lot of entrepreneurs can use this time as a catalyst, you know, as that turning point, the never look back moment, the draw a line in the sand moment for their business, for their bodies. If you're listening to this right now, you know what's interesting, Nate? When it shook out, we got the push notification here and the emergency alert in California, stay-at-home order. That first 72 hours, so I think it happened on a Wednesday or a Thursday. The first 72 hours, dude, people got rip-roaring hammered. Like that's when the pass a cheers thing came along, and everybody was passing shots on Instagram. And you know, you're afraid and you're drinking. And when you're drinking, what are you going to do? You're going to eat a little bit more. And now Postmates is still available and Domino's is cranking, right? What's interesting is you can use that time to go laugh and share toilet paper memes, and you can joke about all of this stuff. And you can I think there's going to be a run on White Claws and Trulies, Nate. I swear to God. You thought toilet papers were running low? Dude, you're going to have White Claw, like fights over White Claws and Trulies right over the good flavors. But sure, could that happen for the first 48 or 72 hours? That's fine. We did that. Let's move on. But we're still here. You know, what I teach entrepreneurs is this. It doesn't matter when you want to change. The best time to plant a tree? Sure. It was 20 years ago. The second best time? Right freaking now. And really think about that. You know, one of the things that inspired me to hop on with you is you are such living proof of the $1 Million Body, of your fitness and your health, right? And so it's like, you know, as we started out the new year, right? Everybody had New Year's resolutions. Almost 90% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. So we're sitting here in March and April now going, guys, you got a reset. You literally got a chance to go, listen, maybe I fell down on this at the new year. Maybe last year, I've always wanted to X. I've always wanted to get in shape. I've always wanted to read more books. I've always wanted to do better marketing in my business. I've always wanted to take a walk in nature. You now have that opportunity to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, you know what? Today, moving forward, I'm going to change. I'm going to use this time for good.
And like you're talking about, like we don't have an option on when we're supposed to change. Things are happening to us right now. But like if we continue to dwell on this, if we continue to, like you said, just put our head in the sand and just get through it, which is fine. So if that's where you are right now and you're just trying to get through this, that's okay. But if you are someone who wants more out of life, they want to do, be, and have more, this is your opportunity. Did you know that there's more millionaires came out of the Great Depression in the 1920s than went into it? Did you know that in 2008, when the biggest recession of my lifetime hit, that's when companies like Airbnb, like Uber, like all these massive companies today that are valued at billions of dollars came into existence because there was opportunity. They saw the opportunity, they seized the opportunity, and they didn't wait around for someone to give them permission. And I want to go back to what you said a little bit. You kind of mentioned it in passing. I'm talking about working on your business. And I think a lot of people will say, well, I work on my business. I work on my business every day. But I think that there's a a differentiator between working on your business and working in your business, right?
E-Myth, dude. Michael Gerber said it best. Sarah, for those that have read the book and those that haven't, please, if you have time at home, get the E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Sarah opens up a bakery because she makes great pies and people love Sarah's pies. And Sarah goes into the back room, and what is Sarah good at? She's baking pies. Yeah, but while Sarah's baking the pies, there's nobody to run the business, run the marketing, right? Do the accounting, grow the business, share the business into more stores. Because Sarah's making the pies. I fall into this trap, dude. I started out when I was 19 as a traditional realtor. As a realtor, you're out showing and selling of the homes, but there's nobody actually building the business. Nate, one of the biggest breakthroughs I've had was in the past 2 weeks. I was quiet for 1 hour. I just sat down thinking about the future of my business. And I said, what is the business by design? Because I believe that we all have a blank piece of paper and we're allowed to grab a pen and design our dream businesses. I believe, and you were there when I gave this speech, I shared that business owners, we actually build our jail cells from the inside out and don't know that we're doing it.
Not
right?
wrong.
Is we build these things around us. We get mad. The analogy I use, guys, for those listening, watching, was I was commuting an hour and a half each day, each way, to a business that I had opened across town. Okay. Well, who opened the business across town? You did, dude. Why are you mad when your ego wanted to open a business across town when I could have taken the current business that I had? It was a real estate office and we split the town. I could have taken mine and gone deep on that. But what was interesting is this week, I sat down for an hour looking at what is my business by design? What is my destination? Where am I ultimately wanting to go? It's like going to an airplane there at LAX and having a clear destination of New York City, right? This is where we're going versus, we all show up to the freaking terminal and the captain gets on. He's like, hey, everybody, welcome. Where the hell does everybody want to go today? It's not like you get midair and he's like, hey guys, we're going to stop off in Texas for some barbecue right now. But we as business owners don't have that direction. And to be honest with you, Nate, me as the founder of the Triumphant Life, I didn't have that clear destination. Like, I'm working in the business and sure, we all want to make more money and be happier and go on vacations and take care of our family more. And I get all of that. But I sat down, I was like, well, where the hell's this train going, man? And I sat and I just started writing it out. Guys, you want a huge exercise? My dream business looks like ... Grab a blank pad.
99% of people won't do that because it's tough. It's tough.
But that's why I'm dropping this right now. But we don't do it, Nate. Not to cut you off, because we never have the time. I never had an hour to sit down with music on and a big old Diet Dr. Pepper and go, my dream business looks like ... and flow on your iPhone or flow with a notepad or a journal. Dude, I did that for an hour and I was just like, oh, this is cool. I'm in control of this right now. It's crazy, dude.
And I think the other thing that you're talking about, I want to keep on with that New York destination analogy because I like it. But I think a lot of times, like, yes, we don't have that in our business, but we also don't have that with our life, with our physical goals either. Yeah. I think motivation, highly overrated, right? Because if you're like, man, I just wasn't motivated to get to work out in today. I wasn't motivated to do any marketing for my business. That's not true. You don't have a clear destination. It's not like you got up and you had a ticket to New York and you were like, I wasn't motivated to go to New York today. No, you had a ticket. You went to the airport. You got on the plane. You went to New York. You don't have motivation to get on an airplane because you knew exactly what you needed to do to get there. Now take that same exercise, Nick, you were talking about just a second ago, and apply that to anything else in life. My dream body looks like this. My dream relationships with my family looks like this. And that's going to give you the roadmap. Okay, well, I know my dream body is not the way it looks right now. Well, great. Then we can transcend motivation. We can put all that to the side because motivation is a game for suckers. If you want to wait till you're motivated, you're gonna be waiting a long ass time. And even if you have all the time in the world right now, but you just can't come up with the motivation, you're gonna end a quarantine and you're gonna not have accomplished anything because you didn't have any direction.
Well, motivation transcends everything. Right? Yeah, motivation is fleeting though. It's temporary, right? 100%. And so you can, I call it hashtag motivated, right? You get on Instagram, everybody's hashtag grinding, hashtag motivated, hashtag coming soon, hashtag version 2.0 coming soon, hashtag launching. And so you read a quote or you're listening to this, maybe you're short-term inspired or you read a book or watch a video or whatever. It's short-term. One of the things you taught me, and for those listening, Nate's a pretty in-depth guy and he's a product of his own product. That's what I love about it most is you walk the talk. I asked Nate a question we were at a 2-day mastermind event and I said, Nate, you work out pretty much every day like it's a habit, right? And you were just like, yeah, I have to. Like it's just a habit. Like the thing is, you personally don't have to get motivated to go work out because you know that you have to work out to get more energy, get more clarity, get more mental clarity, right? And run your business better and run your family better. If for you, it's like the habit of brushing your teeth, taking a shower, drinking water, whatever. And so I've started to link up that too is even when this started, dude, 12 days ago, I was like, oh my God, I got to start working out again. But now it's not even a question. It's like, it's not if I'm going to go work out. It's like, hey, what time am I going to work out? And what am I actually going to do?
Not if, but when.
Yeah.
What standards?
Well, I started reading every day because the 4 foundations, your growth and mindset. I was like, it's not if I'm going to read a book. So Sunday night last night, it wasn't an if. It was when we finished dinner, I was going to go instead of Netflix, I was going to read a chapter. It took me 10, 12 minutes, but just one idea out of that, right? It's not if you're going to do quiet time or even 5 minutes gratitude, it's when, right? And it's not if you're going to work on your business, it's when. And if you can follow those 4 foundations every single day, the thing that I found is you don't have to go today and go run 15 miles. The reality of it is, if you were to go do that, right, you'd be so sore for the next 3 days, you're going to link up pain with that. What you could do though is go on a 20-minute walk, a hike. Honestly, here's the funny thing is, I worked out for maybe 23 minutes this morning, and I felt better than I ever have. It wasn't an hour session. There's no gym. I'm not throwing weights around. It was a 20-minute full body workout, some running, some jogging. But I'll tell you, the 20 minutes, I felt like $1 million. Here's why. Because I was making a little bit of progress. I read 1 chapter. It was 10 minutes. It was a little bit of progress. But that progress every day, just a little bit more, is going to add up to compounding results. It's like a penny doubled. It's the compound effect, right? Or a penny doubled for 30 days. You start to see that. And I guess if you're listening to me right now is, how good would you feel if you came out of this stay-at-home order, this quarantine, down 10 pounds? What if you came out of this with a video recorded for your business? What if you came out of this with new Facebook ads running or a new, social media team? How good would you feel 30 days from now looking back going, you know what? I had one of 2 choices, red pill, blue pill, door A, door B, whatever that is. You could have bought
Netflix,
into
exercise,
right. Tiger Man or build my business, right? But you can choose that door, whether you've chose that in the past or not. You could today reinvent yourself. It's the art of reinventing yourself, reinventing your business, and come out of this in 30 days. As there is a silver lining to all this. And again, I feel all of the emotion of what's going on in the world, but I am trying to see the good in this. Is what if you had to make changes in your business? What if you did have to pivot? Really think about this. If you were going down one path and that path was shut down right now, could you pivot using a strong body, mind, and soul and pivot your business into something else? Could you actually right now design your dream business? Let me just share real quick. We had an example come up for me personally. Is I've been cooking a lot during this quarantine. Cooking, my quiet time, and my family has become like the biggest, my friends too have become the biggest priorities. There's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't get a video from me and I love you text, whatever. And then I cook. I've been serving my friends. I've been cooking. And I brought up the point last week. I said, what was I so busy doing that I couldn't stop and cook some vegetables and cook a really healthy meal? And I actually enjoy that. So could you technically start adding things into your life and business by design that you love? Do you love getting up and making pancakes for the kiddos versus rushing to the office? Could you put that in your design? Yes. Do you love going on a walk or a jog with the family or going playing catch with the kids in the backyard? Could you put that in? Yes. Could you put in a certain level of income? Yes. Could you start putting in certain things that maybe I want to work from home more? Could you go down that path? Could you have different marketing in your business or your body? Could you have better foods in the fridge? And you start putting these pieces in. I'm starting to do this in my life, Nate. Like cooking, I was just like, dude, I love this. This is so just calming for me to build like a nice, beautiful, healthy meal, and I'm fueling my body. I feel good about that. I don't feel like a lazy bones for ordering pizza or something. So I'm doing that well. Then that fuels my confidence. That fuels my mind. I sleep better. I wake up with more energy. So I've just been really focused on this. And could you, listening or watching, use this as that catalyst, as a silver lining to go, that's a good point, man. Like I have had some of this stuff. I have had the time with the family. I really have enjoyed this. Could you start adding that into your future? I believe you can.
Yeah, especially if like you said, lifestyle by design, business by design, body by design. Like everything that we have time to do right now that we're adding into our lives because we don't have a lot. We're not able to just leave our house and do the things we've been normally doing. What are those things do you love doing? What are those things light you up? And how can we create the lifestyle that allows that? I want to go back to what you said, though, a second ago about making those deposits, the compound interest effect, because I think there's two things at play there. Number one, you got that 23-minute workout and you felt amazing, right? Okay, obviously we all know that working out makes you feel good, right? So that's like, and that's, everyone's like, yeah, it must be nice for you. But two things about that. Number one, you checked the box. You did the thing, and you've got your blood moving, got your body working, and you said, okay, I did that. I invested in my body for the future. Boom. But the other thing is you also kept your word to yourself. You said, I'm making this a priority. And you closed that loop. Boom. Check that box. And so rather than what a lot of us do, we go, man, it'd be nice to get a six pack. Man, it'd be nice to get some exercise in. Man, I wish I could do this. And we have this loop running in the back of our head always, this open loop. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to do these things. And we never close it because we never put in the steps. So not only did you invest in your future, you also invested in your self-esteem, your confidence, your ability to get shit done because you've told yourself now, I say something and I do something. And that is something that we don't talk about in fitness and it's so powerful because when you start compounding that effect, when you start doing the things you say you're going to do, that you promise yourself, then you start to understand that there's no like, oh, if I get this in, it's when I get this in. There's no, I wish. It's always when will I? And it's never who's going to let me. It's always who's going to stop me.
What's interesting about I agree more than you'll ever know. But what's interesting is it's easy for me to look at you, and go, God, he's in really, really good shape. Good for him, right? What's funny is, so I think I just finished my 13th workout in 13 days. And it might not seem like a lot to most, but for me, I had been so busy with a new e-course. I'm writing a new book with a launch. I was traveling and speaking. I hadn't worked out in like 3 weeks. Don't hate me, dude. I just hadn't. And so last week, you're like, I'm going to kill you. I just really hadn't. It just, I wasn't feeling good. I got sick. I made every excuse under the sun. 13 days ago, I started that first workout and it was freaking tough, but I knew I had to get started. The hardest part is just getting started, right? And like I was hard pressed to get a mile. And this is a cool story. I was running and I was trying to get to a mile, dude. And I got to the mile with my GPS tracker and I'm just like, just winded, right? What's interesting is 12 days later, I ran 6 miles yesterday and I probably could have done another 1 or 2. A mile could barely get to 12 days ago. 12 days later, running every day, working out every day, I hit 6 miles in one run and I was proud of myself. Really not for maintaining, which is cool. You got to continue to do it. It was for getting started. The hardest part is getting over that initial hump. The hardest part is going, man, I really haven't done Facebook Live before for my business. I'm going to do that first one, or I'm not good on camera and recording that first one, right? That's the hardest part. Once you get 2 or 3 out of the way, the compound effect of that, the momentum gets a little bit easier. With eating healthy, once you go down that path, I know that path, Nate. Once you start eating out and having burgers and beers and nachos, it's a slippery slope, right? You continue down that. The hardest part is going, no. I'm going to meal prep a little differently. I'm going to try this. And now it's just natural for me, right? The hardest part was saying, no, I'm not going to have any alcohol for this. The first 2 days, dude, as hundreds of Instagram stories were like, cheers, cheers, cheers. My emotions are running high. I want an outlet too. Those first 48 hours, I was just like, I want a beer so bad. But I'm like, no, I committed to myself to not do this. And that was the hardest part. And now it's just like, it's just natural just 2 weeks later, right? Why do I share those stories? Because it has nothing to do with me, and everything about the people watching and listening is, what area of your life right now could you go, that's a good point. I've been wanting to start that. Maybe it's getting that Peloton or going on that first walk or eating a little bit healthier. Just start today, regardless of what's happened in the past or what's going on around us, is starting today and moving forward, So that's what I found is working.
And Nick, you're a business owner, right? So you're obsessed with the bottom line. Like at the end of the day, you're not going to do something that doesn't deliver results, right?
Well, of course.
So like, can you just talk us real quick? So you've run your own business. You've sold 2,500 homes. You've done what? 25 million in sales. You've written a book. You've launched a speaking career. You have a lot on your plate. So I feel like a lot of people would use this as an excuse to be like, man, I have so much going on. I can't get my exercise in. I literally can't meal prep. Can you tell us why that's still a priority for you?
Yeah. So for me, it's like, look at this. So you right now have a lot of entrepreneurs listening. I do too, and real estate agents. Okay. So those listening right now, you're a freaking Lamborghini. Okay. You're a Lamborghini, a doped out Lamborghini. You pick your color. Maybe that's the matte black, the lime green, the orange. I don't care what color you are. Black. Yeah, dude, I'm a matte black kind of guy, but some people are flashy. They want the red ones, whatever. That's good on you. That's your thing, right? You pick your color preference. I'm cool with that. But you are one of the baddest, most expensive machines on planet Earth as an entrepreneur. The art of just becoming an entrepreneur. I admire you, and we are kindred souls, and I love you for that. The risk to go, I left a corporate job. The risk to go, I'm all in on this. That's amazing. That's freaking badass. So you already are a Lamborghini, but I'm not going to freaking put sludge into that Lamborghini. I'm going to change the oil. I'm going to rotate the tires. I'm going to keep air in the tires. I'm going to keep that sucker clean, right? It's the same concept with our bodies. And you've actually taught me this. I used to think that this business owner was just so busy and he was flying in and out of gas stations and drive-thrus. And I realized that that's like putting the worst freaking junk gas into a Lamborghini on planet Earth. If you want the Lamborghini to run smooth, okay, you put the best oil, gasoline you possibly can. You keep that thing clean. And here's why. I have found that if you go back and analyze my income, when my fitness, my growth, my gratitude, and my spirit was on point, the 3 foundations, my business made more money every single time. I can go back and analyze this. So for me now, I link up. If I follow the 3 foundations first of the Triumphant Life, my body, my growth, and my spirit, I will actually in return make more money down the road. It's freaking crazy. And we'll think about it. If your body's moving, you have more energy. A lot of my ideas come from my businesses when I'm working out. You get a lot of my text messages when I'm sweaty with a headband on in the gym, huffing and puffing, because my brain's open. Here's why though. Just, you know this better than I. You have oxygen in your brain. You're in flow. Your body is moving. You feel good. You're open. You're alive. Then you start reading gross stuff or listening to something inspirational. It's going to trigger a thought because your body's opened up. You're feeling really good. You're feeling pride. You're feeling confident. Then you settle down with your gratitude and your spirit and you come home. You feel your family. You say, I love you to somebody. And that makes you realize why you're doing it all. Then that fuels that business, brother. So I promise you this. You want to make more money? Get your 3 foundations right.
Dude, I love that. That was really well said. I want to just kind of go back and just highlight that real quick because what you said was you actually have better ideas for your business. You do a better job when you're getting those workouts in. And one of the, a lot of us have ideas when we're driving. A lot of us have ideas in the shower, right? I think workouts can be a very crucial place to create new ideas, think about new marketing things, and just generally develop a more business-focused mentality because exactly what you said, you put that growth, you put that positivity, you put that gratitude in. So that's where your focus is. You've told your reticular activating system, look for opportunities, look for gratitude, right? And then you go do a physical task with a pretty low mental component to it. Some people are a little bit more than others depending on the exercise you're doing, but you're putting all your effort into a physical task where your concentration is right here on the bench press, on the squat, on whatever it is you're doing in the moment, and your subconscious is just free to spin up. And all you put in there so far, you put in that good gas, that high octane fuel, right? That growth mindset stuff. You put in nutritious food earlier in the day. So now your subconscious is just feeding you more and more stuff that applies to exactly what you talked to it about. It's going to give you more opportunities. It's going to show you more things to be grateful for. It's going to give you better ideas for your business. And I honestly think that there's a reason that the highest paid, most successful entrepreneurs in the world have a morning routine and have a fitness routine 100% of the time.
Well, think about it. If you crush that in the morning, right? You get up, you hydrate yourself, you get your body moving, okay? You get up and going, okay? You get your growth in, you get your mind right. If you have a 9 a.m. meeting with your team, you are that leader now that walks in a little bit different state. And you set the tone for everybody around you. If right now we're all on conference calls. Well, as people are seeking your guidance right now, the thing we have to understand as CEOs of our businesses and our lives and our families is people are seeking somebody for confidence right now because they need it. Okay. And so you as the leader, whether that is a realtor, an entrepreneur, a business owner, or just, the patriarch of their family, doesn't really matter, right? Because you have to show up to that state. You showed up on a Zoom call and we're like, boom, I just weren't that, you're feeling good. You know that feeling when you have the energy going on. It's going to set the tone for your team. If a lot of people are worried about this, you as that CEO have to set the tone. So I really think that even right now, and that's why I started it, dude, is just I felt that was going to be a necessity for me to set the tone for my life, for my family, for my health, for my immunity too. And are my businesses taking a hit? Yes, of course. I'm in real estate, dude. We have a stay-at-home owner. In California, they made it where we were non-essential and all realtors couldn't show. I think they're working on that now. But of course, I took a big hit on that. That's a given, right? And we can sit there and wallow in that. And I'm getting the stories of friends that I have now, family that I have now getting laid off. You're hearing the hits where I'm hearing the stories of buyers canceling their deals for real estate, sellers taking their home off the market, my other businesses as well. People are drawing back. It's just a given. So I knew that I wanted to show up into that with a clear head and some momentum, because I knew that that would be a stronger version of me than somebody that just was a little more slug, just didn't feel good about it, right? And I felt that that was going to allow me to buy into the doom and gloom as well. So any tips on that, dude? So like, I know we have a lot of people seeking you out for advice. I love what you're doing. Any quick tips on getting your body moving, whether that is at home? Like, what would you do if you were us wanting to get our bodies moving, bro?
Okay, so if you're just starting from scratch, if you're starting from ground zero, literally get a walk in twice a day, 30 minutes. Okay, especially if you can do this post meals, it's going to actually help you partition more nutrients that you took in to muscle and less to fat. Okay, one of the best things you can possibly do is walk. Okay, if you're like, man, I've been hitting the gym, I've been doing really good, like I can't figure out where to get my workout in. What you need to do is you need to get a TRX or a sandbag, a suspension trainer or a sandbag. One small essential piece of equipment that you can use your body weight with or use an external load. Okay, that's going to give you all the exercise that you need. Okay, and if you need help, if you're like, man, I got one, what do I do with it next? Hit me up, I got you. Okay, got stuff in the $1 million body group. I can set you up with something that's going to be awesome. And if you're already at the point where you're like, I'm dialed in, I'm feeling really good, well, this is a chance to try something new then. So then let's, instead of just kind of going about like your exact same routine, whatever you want to do, add in a yoga element, add in a cardio element, add in something a little bit different that's going to take you to the next level. Okay, so that's the three different ways I would to add that exercise in, because like you said, Nick, we need to show up as leaders right now. People need leaders. They need leadership, and they need someone who's not operating out of fear and scarcity. We're in a tough time. I'm not trying to downplay that or say like, oh, it's got like everything's hunky dory. It's not. It sucks, right? For a lot of people losing their jobs, it sucks. But what do we need right now? More fear, more panic, more conspiracy theories? No. We need leadership. We need accountability. We need motivation. We need people who are looking for the opportunities and things rather than just seeing challenges and problems. And if you're not going to show up like that for your family, who is? If you're not going to show up like that for your business, who's going to do that? It's on you. It's on us to do those things right now. And so it starts with a physical component to your body. You need to get some sort of physical practice if you want to operate at your best. You literally can't be your best without it.
Mm-hmm. Preach it, my brother. You were talking dirty to me. Yeah, you just mic drop. What's interesting is like, we're going to come out of this. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And sometimes you're stronger than you think. And a lot of times it takes life throwing you a giant curveball for you to find out how strong you really, really, really are. And that's so true. I went through the market downturn. I had just opened a company in 2007 when the market started crashing. I opened my first real estate company when I was 21 years old in 2007. The day that I opened the day that I opened the doors was the day like they rang the bell. We're like, ding, ding, ding. Hey, we're going to be going that way now. Unbeknownst to me, I was a 21-year-old kid. And so those times didn't even last. What's funny is in 2009 and 10 and the worst real estate markets on planet Earth, door A, door B, red pill, blue pill, everybody was screaming doom and gloom. I sold 195 homes and made $1.5 million in commissions in 2009 in 1 year in the worst real estate market on planet Earth. Why? Because I pivoted. Instead of chasing home sellers, I went after home buyers and I helped home buyers buy the low purchase properties. I pivoted, right? And so right now there's going to be a point to pivot. And eventually the stay-at-home owner is going to lift. The travel bans are going to lift and business is going to crank back up. The dust will settle. Okay. It's going to happen. There's no way it doesn't happen. So in that point in time, who do you want to be to step into that role? Really think about this is when that happens, they're like, all right, cool. We're good. Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want to have read? What do you want to have ready to go for your business at that point in time? I honestly, Nate, believe, and what I'm teaching my entrepreneurs right now, I'm coaching people right now, is get your stuff so tight, so dialed in, have the marketing ready to go. If you just read 4 marketing books, you have your story right, you have your videos ready to go. You can record videos from freaking behind the scenes, get those edited, get a new logo, fix your Facebook page, get your email sequences ready to go. I've already lost 5 pounds. What if you lost 5, 10, 15 pounds? You're feeling better. You're fitting into your suits better. Your dress is better. When that bell rings, you're coming out like a freaking lion or lioness going, like I'm ready. It's a passing lane, right? Warren Buffett said it best. When everybody zigs, Zach, if the whole world is freaking behind closed doors, streaming every movie on planet Earth or the Tiger King or whatever, could you spend, and don't get me wrong, I'm still doing that. That's my little guilty pleasure at night. But could you take an hour a day to work on your body, your mind, and your spirit, and an hour a day to work on your business? Just 2 freaking hours. But if you literally set a timer, I call them jam sessions. If you set a timer for 60 seconds, got yourself a big, water, Diet Coke, iced tea, whatever. Nate's got his because I gave them to them at my mastermind. Is if you did a jam session for 60 minutes, as hard as you can go, off of Facebook, off the news, and went on your business. So today, okay, we're going to work on my Instagram profile. Boom, you crushed that. Tomorrow, what if you did 3 videos and had those edited out on Fiverr or Upwork, whatever that is for your business. Maybe you needed to work on some direct mail pieces or email sequences, or hey, like for me, my homepage on my website, I wanted to tweak some stuff around. So we spent 1 hour working on that. I had a 1 hour consulting call with my Facebook ads team. And I said, hey, here's where we're going. So we just started working on those an hour a day. Well, that's Nate, I'm 12 days in. That's 12 hours dedicated on top of the work I'm doing inside of my business to help have the marketing ready to go, because I'm going to need that whenever it's time to scale up again. I want to have all those tools in place. And everybody listening and watching, take those same strategies, man. Nate and I are here the whole time for you. It'd be awesome.
Awesome. Dude, Nick, thank you so much for providing so much value on the call today and for the $1 Million Body Group. And if anyone...
Hold on.
Hit me.
Thank you for providing all the value to the Triumphant Life crew. So this is the double podcast, brah. Because we got your tribe, we got my tribe, and like the
that Nick and Nate at night.
Yeah, Nick and Nate, baby. Like they're coming together. The yin and the yang.
So if you guys need any sort of help with the physical aspect of your business, with your morning routine, with thinking about how you can start working on your business, Nick actually put out an amazing planner to help you create the business of your dreams for 2020. And I did it in December for the new year, and it was amazing. But since we're kind of in a reset mode anyways, we powered off. We're going to power back on 2020, if you feel me. This is a great time to do that. And I'll post a link to grab that too. So if you're looking for anything that you need help with in terms of your business, your marketing, your health, whatever that looks like, let us be a resource to you. We want to make sure that these communities are bringing up leaders and helping everyone else around us, helping everyone else in the communities or around us, not only survive but also thrive and come out prepared from this pandemic.
Well, all of this, Nate, I think it's just giving everybody a chance just to reflect on every aspect of their lives. I'm doing it. You look at how is your business? Are you happy with your career? A dear friend of mine was laid off. And he called me, he goes, what do I do? And I said, were you happy in your job? He goes, no, I effing hated it. I said, I hate to say this. Now you're allowed to go get what you want. Go get your dream job. If you weren't happy with your fitness, go get it. Another friend, because they're reaching out for resources. He goes, dude, I want to lose, I think it was 70 pounds. And he goes, what do I do? And I go, hire Nate. It's a simple formula. I was like, Nate has the workouts, Nate has the programs. I was like, you have the time to do it. Nate's taught me to work out at home. Hire Nate. If you're there for 30 days right now, which we just, if you're listening to this right now, it's March the 30th. We were told this is going to be through April. You have 30 days dedicated. So there's no longer commuting to work. There's no longer the time restraints. Hire Nate and freaking go get shredded. And then 30 days, report back to this exact post and go, dude, I'm down 15 pounds. Like, imagine that. Like, to me, like, that's so beautiful. Or what if you went and read 3 or 4 books over the next 30 days and be like, whoa, that one idea. Guys, I can show you one idea that I've made $100,000 on, 500,000 on. One idea I got. One idea. I've made $1 million on one marketing strategy. And you go back and look at this stuff and go, God, what if I never read that book? Or what if I never listened to that? So spend some time in the growth. 1 hour a day, 30 minutes on your body, 15 minutes on your gratitude, 15 minutes on growth. As simple as that is, that's a chapter. That's 15 minutes of a video, and then 1 hour on your business. Those are the 4 foundations of the Triumphant Life. You knock out all those 30 days in a row, you'll come into this thing being the strongest, freaking baddest mother on planet Earth, best entrepreneur possible. I love you guys, dude. I'm so pumped to be here. Now I'm getting warmed up. Can we just keep going another 2 hours?
Yeah, let's go 2-3 more hours. No problem.
Yeah, no, just in summary, guys, let me just level with everybody listening and watching, whether you're on Facebook or got us on the $1 Million Body Podcast at Triumphant Life. I feel you. Me and Nate have had a lot of conversations behind the scenes about what we're all going through. You're not alone in this. I get it. I know how hard this is because I'm fielding those phone calls. I have it myself in my business, as does Nate. No matter what you're going through, just know that we will rise. We will triumph again, okay? This is going to be over. The question is, who are you going to be when this is all over? I believe in, chapters in our lives, and I believe that things happen to us, where you can look back, and it's that turn back moment where you look back and you go, oh no, I'm never turning back from this. And you draw a line in the sand today and say, you know what? That's a really good point. I don't like the way I'm feeling. I don't like where my income's at. As hard as it is to step on the scale or look at your bank account, we're all having to. We're having to look at where we live, what our finances are like. I'm looking at, what am I budgeted for? What am I spending money on? I'm looking at my business, where our marketing's going. I'm analyzing everything because I strongly believe that you can use this as a catalyst to go build that life and business by design. But I just want to let you know that you're not alone. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out, give us a shout. Let's just chat. I feel you. I understand what that's like as an entrepreneur that owns a couple businesses. And I'm talking to all of my entrepreneurs and realtors right now. It's going to be okay though. You are strong, and you are stronger than you think. I believe in you guys. Thank you guys for being here, Nate. You want to finish this off?
I mean, what else can I say after that, man? That's a mic drop right there.
Yeah.
This is one of the, exactly like you said. So one of my favorite things about time is that it passes, right? Good times pass, bad times pass. Where are you going to be at the end of this? What do you want? What do you want for yourself? Do you want to be like, man, got to lose my COVID-19 right now? Or do you want to be in the passing lane? Do you want to have that accelerated beyond what everyone else has already been doing? Do you want to be past Tiger King? Or are you going to watch another episode of Friends?
I love it, dude. Thanks for leading the charge on this, Nate. Thank you for leading the charge, man. I think I'm going to go back and listen to this. I got a lot of this. But thank you guys for being here, taking the time to listen to us. Follow Nate, follow my stuff. We got you. Tough times don't last, tough people do. I know I said that. We are going to get through this, guys. I believe in everybody. Peace.
I think you're the best.
Love you, man. Bye.
I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I can't stop. I can't. This is my world.